Iran took to the polls for a runoff presidential election on Friday. It's a vote that will test the popularity of the country's clerical rulers at a time of widespread voter apathy. The runoff follows a June 28th ballot which saw historic low turnout. Over 60% of Iranian voters abstained from the snap election for a successor to Ibrahim Raisi, following his death in a helicopter crash. The vote is a tight race between low-key lawmaker Masoud Pezeshkian, the sole moderate in the original field of 4 candidates, and hardline former nuclear negotiator Saeed Jalili. The poll will have little impact on the Islamic Republic's policies, but the president will be closely involved in selecting the successor to Iran's 85-year-old supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who decides on top state matters. He spoke to state TV after casting his vote on Friday.
I have heard that people's enthusiasm and interest are greater than before. I hope that's true, and if so, it's delightful. I hope our dear people, by the grace of God, are successful and choose the best.
Khamenei on Wednesday acknowledged a lower than expected turnout in earlier voting, but said, quote, "It is wrong to assume that those who abstained in the first round are opposed to the Islamic rule." Voter turnout has plunged over the past 4 years, something critics say shows support for Iran's current system has eroded, amid discontent over financial hardship and curbs on political and social freedoms. Turnout for a parliamentary election in March was only 41%. The election coincides with escalating regional tensions due to the war between Israel and Iranian allies Hamas in Gaza and Hezbollah in Lebanon. Iran also faces increased Western pressure over its fast-advancing nuclear program. The final result will be announced on Saturday, though initial numbers may come out sooner.
Prominent Hong Kong activist Joshua Wong entered a mitigation plea for a lighter sentence on Friday. A van believed to be carrying Wong entered the court building. The 27-year-old was one of dozens of activists arrested in 2021 for joining an unofficial primary election to choose candidates for the city's legislature. Of these, 47 were charged with conspiracy to commit subversion under a national security law imposed by Beijing. While Beijing says the law is necessary and has brought security, countries including the US, UK and Australia say they've been used to curb freedoms in the Asian financial hub. Wong's lawyer Marco Lee told the court while his client should be considered an active participant in the conspiracy, he was not involved in organizing or assisting in the primary election. And in view of Wong's early plea of guilty, Lee urged a reduction of a third of his sentence. That could range from 3 to 10 years for active participants in the conspiracy, but life in jail for those deemed principal offenders. Lee added that Wong hopes to reform himself and part with his past history. Wong rose to prominence in 2014 when he found himself leading student-led democracy protests that blocked roads in the heart of Hong Kong for 79 days. He was among candidates who won in the unofficial primary poll in 2020, but was disqualified from running in the official election. In the past, he lobbied abroad and publicly supported measures such as the 2019 US Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Act, which would annually review the city's special economic status and slap sanctions on those who undermine its autonomy.